Today, we're not just going to talk about the Japanese tea ceremony, we're going to try and step inside it. Think of this as a journey, an invitation into a tradition that's all about focusing your mind and waking up your senses one deliberate step at a time.
And this quote, it really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The ceremony, known as chanoyu, or the way of tea, isn't really about quenching your thirst. Not at all. It's a moving meditation that starts way before you even see a teacup. It's about the intention to just be present, a practice that was refined way back in the 16th century by the legendary tea master Sen no Rikyu.
So here's the path we're going to walk together. We'll start with the art of stillness, then move to leaving the world behind. From there, the architecture of humility, a meditation in motion, the beauty of imperfection, and finally, we'll land on this beautiful idea of one time, one meeting. It's quite a journey. Okay, so first up, the art of stillness. Because like we said, the journey begins way before the tea. Our journey actually starts in a garden, on a special path called the roji, which means dewy ground. I want you to just imagine yourself here for a second.
Now, the stones on this path are laid out very intentionally, sometimes even a little bit unevenly. And that's on purpose. It forces you to slow down. You can't just rush ahead. You have to watch your step, to be mindful of your own body moving through space. And as you do that, the noise of the outside world just starts to melt away, and you begin to notice other things, like the damp smell of the earth or the deep green of the moss. You are physically and mentally slowing way down. All right, so you've slowed your mind, you've slowed your body, and you arrive at the entrance of the tea house. And here, a really simple but profound ritual is waiting for you.
You'll find this low stone basin filled with water. It's called a tsukubai. And this is not just about washing your hands. This is about embodying sei, which means purity. And it's the first of 4 core principles that guide this entire experience. This is where you really prepare to enter a totally different kind of space. So to use it, you have to crouch down low, which right there is an act of humility. You take a ladle, pour cool water over your hands, and then rinse your mouth. Symbolically, you're not just cleansing away dirt. You're washing away all the noise, the worries, the chatter from your daily life, what they call the dust of the world.
So, now you're purified and you're ready to enter the tea room. But the entrance itself has one last and very powerful lesson to teach you about humility. This is the Nijiriguchi, and it is tiny. We're talking like maybe 2 feet square. It is physically impossible to walk through standing up. It doesn't matter who you are. You have to get on your hands and knees and crawl inside. For a samurai, this meant leaving his long swords, the very symbols of his status and power, outside. This door is a great equalizer. I mean, think about how radical this is. Inside this one room, it doesn't matter if you're a powerful warlord or a humble merchant. All of that social status gets left outside. And this physical act of crawling embodies 2 more of those core principles. Wa, which is harmony, and Kei, which is respect for every single person in that room. Once you're inside, the world just shrinks down to its absolute essence. The air has that clean, earthy smell of tatami straw mats. The light is soft, filtered through paper screens. In a little alcove, there might be just a single scroll with a Zen teaching and one single flower, often just a bud, hinting at its potential. This whole atmosphere, this shift from luxury to a kind of rustic simplicity that Sen no Rikyu championed, is designed to create the 4th principle, jaku, or tranquility. Okay, so now in this incredibly quiet, tranquil space, the host begins, and their movements, they're not chores. It's more like a performance, a meditation in motion.
and every object they use is like an instrument in this silent symphony, each with its own history. The very first instrument you'll probably become aware of is the kama. That's the heavy iron kettle. The host has already arranged the charcoal underneath it with this incredible precision just to get the heat exactly right.
And here, the focus is actually on sound. Guests are encouraged to just sit and listen to the water simmering. This sound is considered so beautiful, it has its own poetic name, Matsukaze, which means the wind in the pines. It's this incredibly natural, meditative sound that just fills the silence. It's a form of sensory training, really.
Next, the host gets ready to prepare the tea, and they use this, the chasen. And this is not just some whisk from a kitchen drawer. It's a delicate piece of art, meticulously carved from a single piece of bamboo into dozens and dozens of tiny, flexible tines. And as the host whisks that vibrant green matcha powder with the hot water, another sound enters the room. It's this quick, rhythmic swish-swish against the ceramic bowl. It's often described as being like a soft heartbeat, giving a gentle, living pulse to the stillness everyone is sharing. And finally, the tea is served. And it's served in the chawan, or the tea bowl. Now, these bowls are never perfectly symmetrical. They're never flawless. Each one is a totally unique, hand-molded piece with its own character, its own texture, and its own history. A history you can actually feel as you cup it in your hands. And this bowl, this unique, imperfect vessel, brings us right to the philosophical climax of the whole ceremony. It's a concept that comes from Zen Buddhism, and it has shaped Japanese art and aesthetics for centuries. And that concept is wabi-sabi. It's this beautiful worldview that finds grace not in perfection, but in imperfection. It's the beauty of things that show their age, that have little flaws from how they were made, that remind us that nothing lasts forever. It's an appreciation for things that are authentic and humble. So that slight wobble in the rim of the bowl, or the way the glaze dripped in a unique pattern when it was fired in the kiln, those aren't seen as mistakes. Not at all. They're the bowl's story. They are evidence of its one-of-a-kind journey into being, and that is exactly what makes it beautiful. Even the act of drinking is a kind of silent communication. The host will present the bowl to you with its most beautiful side, its front, facing you. But then, in an act of humility, you actually rotate the bowl just a little so you don't drink from that most prized spot. After 3 sips, you make a final, audible slurp. And it isn't rude. It's a sign of deep appreciation. It's how you tell the host, "I've enjoyed this down to the very last drop." And so the ceremony winds down just as it began, in this really quiet, contemplative state. The tools are cleaned with incredible care, the bowl is admired one last time, and one final, massive idea just crystallizes in the air. And that idea is Ichigo Ichi. It translates to one time, one meeting. It's this profound understanding that this specific gathering of these exact people in this room with this particular bowl of tea on this day, it will never, ever happen again. It is a completely unrepeatable, once-in-a-lifetime